Hey everyone, Kyle once again, and welcome back to another review for Anime Month. And now again to review the final film of the Inuyasha movie series. So now moving to the fourth and last one is Inuyasha the Movie 4, Fire on the Mystic Island, and released in the year 2004, and I'm sure released in America probably 5 or 6. So, and as for once again, it got a high rating. Although it's a bit lower than the last one, the Swords of an Honorable Ruler, got 7.7. This one has a 7.4, which is about the same rate as the second film. I think it did. Well, actually, it's the same rate as pretty much the same. It's a bit lower than the third and the second film, because then the second film got like a 7.5. I think or a 7.4. So it's around the same that time though. And as for the last one, this takes place just before the last season. I think it did. Yeah, this takes place after the seventh season, which is also before the last season, the final act. So this takes place between the seventh season and then the final act season. And so, Fire on the Mystic Island. Okay. As this one goes, this is becoming like an annoying occurrence for me, because every single review I've been doing, I've been freaking yawning. I'm just wearing myself out. Probably they just want me to do. It's probably tell myself to not to do any more reviews, because every time I do a video, it's a freaking yawn. It's a dumb habit. But as I was saying, the story in this one goes that there's this mystic island called Heroi Island, and there's a group of half demon children. They're stuck on this island. They've been on there for at least 50 years, because they haven't aged since then. They have these scars on their backs, which symbols the marks of the 4 war gods. All but one, a younger half demon child by the name of Ai. She managed to escape from the island and manages to run into Inuyasha and the others. In which Inuyasha does know of the children, because in a flashback, when Inuyasha was with Kikyo before she bound him to the tree. Back then they were together. They went to Heroi Island, which is like it's every 50 years it comes out of hiding in this mist, to keep away from the outside world, because this island was once a peaceful place between humans and demons. Therefore, they had half demon children. Because since people in the outside world know what demons and humans are when they react, so that's why they decided to keep distance themselves from the outside world. And back with Kikyo and Inuyasha met the half demon children, they got attacked by the 4 war gods, and Inuyasha got received the mark by them. Ugh. God dang. Stop freaking yawning. I'm telling to myself to stop yawning. But anyway, then Kikyo, she got attacked by one of the gods, and some of her blood got drained, and therefore they used that to create a duplicate of her. A clone of her, basically. and which comes into play later. And so they want to. So the Ai, she wants to go back to the island to get her half demon brothers and sisters. Which they do. They go to the island, and also Lord Sashomaru, which he's also was marked by one of the war gods. Even though he doesn't give a shit though, but he still goes there anyway because they're all drawn to this island. That's why. And they get there. They have a little fight with a couple of the demons, and then once they reunite with the rest of the half demon children, the oldest one, Asagi, she wants to sacrifice herself because there's this called the Cauldron of Renaissance. It was a Renaissance, yeah. Or no, it's Cauldron of Resonance, where she would sacrifice themselves, and like the war gods absorb power from the half demon children. So thinking that she sacrificed themselves, they would get to live, stay out of harm's way for now. But Inuyasha doesn't want that to do that, or the rest of them doesn't want to do that. So they want to plan to destroy the cauldron and then the rest and the war gods too. But Inuyasha and Asagi, they get absorbed into the cauldron, and their power's been drained. And while on the outside, Kagome and the others have to figure a way to open it. In which there's subscriptions on the thing, which ultimately leads to, on one side, a mortal puts their hand on one side, and then the other side, a demon puts their hand in one, and they both yank out this handle and chain, which opens up the cauldron. And while inside, Inuyasha talks to the spirit of the priestess that was on this island named Kanade. Helps to help the children, and also but he wants to help the children, but Inuyasha also wants to destroy the war gods. So she lends she gives whatever power that she has to them, and then they able to escape. So they get out of there, and then they also while he was there, there's this box that contains these four spheres, which contains the rest of the powers makes the four war gods get their full power back, and which was their plan to retrieve from the whole time. And they used the clone of Kikyo, because he used her spiritual powers, to open up the box. And since the clone of Kikyo, like, Inuyasha's like, is that Kikyo? But and then she starts fighting with Inuyasha, and part of it doesn't want to attack it because it resembles Kikyo, but then the real Kikyo destroys it with one of her arrows, and then and it's the same thing, like how like in the first movie when she starts off being a bitch to Kagome, cold-heartedly saying you don't belong this time anyway. And here's the thing, and they start acting like it to Inuyasha, where because since you were manipulated by an abomination, you're pathetic. I'm like, God, don't you just say anything good or just anything, besides just acting like a bitch to everyone else around you? First you started acting like a bitch to Kagome in the first movie, and then you started saying that to Inuyasha. I mean, I know Inuyasha, he still liked Kikyo though, but I mean, come on, even that though, he was like, I would get away with you saying that, I was like, okay. Go ahead. Goodbye. Thank you. This movie series doesn't want me to like Kikyo because the way she just talks so like a bitch too. Like first to Kagome, now to Inuyasha. I don't know why Inuyasha like still has feelings for her even after well the movie doesn't play off into the show though, but that's the thing. But anyway, then each one they fight, like Sashomaru defeats the fire one. So yeah, so Shomaru defeats the fire one, and then with the strategy of with Morocco, Sango, and Kiala, they fight the thunder one. They use the thing with using the water one to use attack, combine with that attack, and then using Morocco's wind tunnel, and then Sango's Hiriko's managed to take him out, and then with the leader of the war gods, was it Aurora, something like that, fights Inuyasha, a bit of fight between them, but ultimately, one leads another, he takes him out, and then he takes out the other, the turtle, this giant turtle one that's the war god. But then they all combine together, and then with the Inuyasha's power of his backlash wave, and then Kagome's of the sacred arrow, combine them total, ultimately defeats it together. And all the kids, they're now in Inuyasha and which Sushomuro, they're all free of their, well, Sushomuro doesn't give a shit, so, but the rest of them, they're all free of the war god's mark, so now they can leave, but as they're leaving, the Mystic Island begins to collapse, and now it disappears forever. And now ultimately what ends after the credits, the half demon children, they say goodbye to Kagome, Inuyasha, and the others before they can just leave off on their own. They say goodbye, and ultimately that's when they all part ways, and that's when it says the end. And after this is when the final act, the 8th season, the final act begins. So yeah, this has obviously been much more shorter than all the other ones, because for this one, it's not much for me to go on, because like the other movies, like I said, like the other movies, like especially the first two, there was more to go by. But here, especially probably because this is a much shorter movie than the other ones. Yeah, this is the shortest. I think this is the shortest of the 4 movies. This one's about only 86 minutes. Because the other ones were, the first one was about 100 minutes. The next one was about 99. Whoop-de-doo by 1 minute, and the other one, yeah, the other one was the previous one was 100 minutes. So yeah, this is definitely the shortest of the 4. This one's only 86 minutes, while the rest are basically 100 minutes. So this is definitely the shortest of one. So that's why probably there's not much for me to talk about on this one, because it was a much shorter movie, which is a good thing. I mean, I think this is why this film went too fast for me. I mean, I liked well-paced movies for the most part, but I think this one just went way too fast. So I think in this case, for this movie, I think it should have just slowed itself down. Or it's probably just me. It probably just felt way too fast. So I think that was the reason. But I still like it though. But this is my least favorite of the 4 movies. Like I said, how I rate the movies is basically in chronological order: the first, second, third, and the 4th one. But regardless, I still like the movie. Fun for what it was, as for all the movies. So, but just to quickly show off, really quick once again. Yeah, this is how I rate it in chronological order. Like I said, the first film I enjoy the most, then the second film, third, and then the 4th one. So yeah, but I still enjoy all 4 of the movies. But as for the villains themselves, I think I rate the villains in chronological order as well. So I think Minomaru, I think I put it best of all the villains, because I think I picked Minomaru out of all of them, because it's part of the dark thing that he did with Kagome, possess her and attacking Inuyasha like that. So that's the reason why I picked, out of all the villains, I think I picked Minomaru are the best. I mean, the other ones, like I said, Kaye, what is it? Kyoga, from the second film. She was alright. The third one, I mean, the guy was a Takamaro. I think he was lame. I think, but as for the sword of Sounga as well. I think, and even in the villain in this film, the four war gods. I think they were just there as well. So that's why I think I picked the best one out of the four of them was Minomaru. But that's just me, though. It's my opinion on that. Because I think the one was what he did. I think that I said God dang it, talking too fast. I picked Minomaru as the best because for the one thing he did. Most sinister out of the old ones was what he did to Kagome. That's why I picked Minomaru as the best of the ones of these four movies. If I just learn to slow down. This is another bad habit. I just talk too fast. Just take a breather. But yes, I still like all four of the Inuyasha movies, but I rate them the best is in the chronological order. But I hope you enjoyed my reviews of the four movies. If anyone a fan of the show, just go and watch these. And I probably never knew these movies existed, but I just go and check them out and see what your thoughts on them. I'd like to hear your thoughts. So, but yeah, but Inuyasha itself, I enjoy the movies, but I love the show as well. Like I said, the final act, how it ends with that song, but which I enjoyed, and it ended like on with a satisfying ending. But part of me, like I said when I reviewed that, part of me wishes like to see what continue on after the series, like what Kagome living in the feudal era. So, but that's not gonna happen though. But part of me would like to see just a little bit more of that, to how adjusting her time to live in the feudal era afterwards. But anyway, yeah. But I enjoy the movies, so hope you enjoy. But Fire Mystic Island I like, though, but it's my least favorite. But like I said, all in numeral order I like. But I still love Inuyasha. But thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more to come for Anime Month. Later.